So I grew up in a religious household, and like a lot of guys, I chose not to believe it in anymore, like as I grew up. And it was really because I thought it just didn't make any sense. Like the whole ideas taught in religion, like there's no way that any of this happened. It sounds so unscientific. And the only reason you guys believe in it is because other people do, and you guys just like kind of want to be in this like tight knit community, whatever. And it just felt very manipulative. Like it was taking a lot of my freedoms and just making me believe things that I didn't want to believe. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to be an atheist. I don't believe in God anymore. And it felt really good. It felt like I had a lot more freedom to just do the things that I wanted to. I was able to live kind of the life that I wanted to, at least the life that I thought I wanted to live. And it was fine. But then as I started to grow up and I guess mature in my own way, I started to notice, and I'm not sure if it's completely accurate, I could be completely wrong, but I just had this notion of the people who I respect the most, like the people who have seemed to contribute a lot to my life and, that of others, they usually seem to be like religious people. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be that they're Christian or whatever, but they just like had some religious practice. Like the guys, whether it's like books that I've read or like the contributions that I've heard them made to society, they were usually spiritual people. And I started to think to myself, maybe I should get back into it, not necessarily because I want to believe in, all of these different things, not necessarily because I want to go to heaven or avoid going to hell. I just wanted to become a better person. Like I thought that, okay, maybe if I get back into it, I'll become a better person. And so that's what I did. That's like what was my main driver for going into it. And I think it's been a good call, certainly like so far, because I can at least attest from my own experience that when I was atheist, when I didn't like believe in a higher power or anything, I would engage in a lot of degenerate activities just because I could, just because it was like, well, we only have one life, nothing, there's really not going to be consequences like after I'm dead. Who cares? But after, choosing to believe in something, believe in a higher power, and like following some of the things and like realizing that, okay, maybe I shouldn't be moving this way, maybe I should be moving a different way, it's helped me to avoid a lot of the degenerate activities that I may otherwise would have engaged in. And I think from a very practical standpoint, because at least I like to consider myself like a very practical, like rational person. I think it's helped me in terms of delaying gratification and not doing some of the things like that maybe my animal side of me wants to do. It's allowed me to kind of see a bigger picture, see like the bigger side of things and not think so much right now into the now and like what I want right now. It's allowed me to think more so in the future, like the consequences of my actions, what the consequences of what my actions might be. I think a lot of young guys, especially, they reject religion because it takes away this sense of freedom. Because, in any religion that you may follow, there's rules, there's things that you have to follow, or else there's going to be like dire consequences or whatever. And it feels like that's kind of restricting you, especially like as a young guy and you have all these hormones and like you're changing, going through puberty or whatever. You want this sense of freedom. You want this sense of any independence. You don't want to have to follow anybody's rules. And I totally get that. But as far as improving yourself, as far as getting better, what I've actually noticed is that by restricting yourself in a way, it actually helps you go further. Like, actually think about it. Like, say it's not even something religious. Say it's something like working out and getting your physique in shape, right? In a way, if you decide to commit yourself to fitness and going to the gym 3-5 times a week and eating right and getting the right amount of calories and really pushing yourself for workouts and being consistent, in a way that kind of is restricting your freedom. in a way, you kind of are becoming like a slave to this way of operation. Like you're committing your time to doing and behaving in this certain way. But the thing is, you're getting a result. Like by acting in that way and by behaving in this certain manner, you know that the consequences in the long run are going to be good because you're going to get muscle. You're probably going to get more respect from guys, feel better in yourself, and get attraction from women. And that's great. Or say, for example, it's working in a career or being an entrepreneur and like doing stuff in business to make money. It's like, yeah, you could argue that it kind of makes you a slave because you have to follow all of these rules and things in order to make money. But at the same time, by doing that, the consequences of that is, okay, now you have more money. Now you have more, like, the chance to have financial independence, and you don't have to struggle as much and like blah, blah, blah. And I've kind of been able to see more that in a lot of these religious things, like the practices involved in them and the things that, you're supposed to do and, supposed not to do, it's actually for your own benefit. Like it actually helps you in the long run, not just in the like supposed afterlife, but like in like your actual life, like right now. Like by choosing not to engage in certain vices, it may give you more energy and time and potential to do greater things in your life. So you can contribute more to your family, so you can contribute more to society, so you can live a higher quality of life right now. At least for me, I've stopped seeing religion as exclusively this thing that's only going to be useful in the afterlife. I've started to see its practical use in my life right now, because if I'm being honest, I'm not completely sure if there's like an afterlife. I'm not sure I really can say that I believe in it, but what I can say for sure is that a lot of these religious practices, I can see how they can be helpful in my life right now because they allow me to delay gratification and do the things that will like benefit me, my family, and society at whole in the long term. And that's kind of what I decided to care about. I'm kind of an amateur in religion. I'm not going to pretend like I know a lot of things because I don't. I'm kind of a newbie to this, but I guess from a guy who's been an atheist and now going back to, being a committed like Christian, this is just like my perspective and my rationale for going into it. And maybe if you're an atheist, maybe if you don't believe in God, maybe not because of like some, I don't know, some reason, but maybe it's just because, you don't see the practical value in it. Like there is practical value and not just in being a Christian, but in a lot of these other religions as well, because I realize that a lot of them have parallels in terms of like the practices and kind of the things to believe in, the kind of like behaviors to engage in. Of course, all of them are a little bit different, but I think a lot of them definitely do have value. So, I mean, if you want to be an atheist, go ahead. I mean, I won't judge you. I just think that there definitely is value in following religion. And if that's something that you want to do, don't feel like it's not necessarily the rational choice, because there's definitely something to it. Even if you don't understand it, even if I don't understand it, there's something to it that we just may not understand. So, yeah, you can certainly reject degeneracy even if you don't believe in God or a higher power. But I think just having religion to kind of back that up, it's kind of helpful. So, yeah, it's just something to think about. Hope you got some value. Peace out.